Welcome to week 6 of my Trading for a Living challenge, where I'm taking $125 and looking to make just over $50,000 in returns to pay for my expenses. Now, this is on a demo account, and I'm simulating this with live options data to see, can I actually trade for a living? And if you're brand new, the playlist is down below that goes all the way back to week 1 that talks a lot about the trading strategy, the trades that I'm in, and all that kind of good stuff. So I strongly suggest, if you are new, to check that one out. So in this video, what we're going to do, we're going to look at what happened inside week 6. We're going to look at the screenshots of the trades. We're then going to look at the charts as well to show you guys what my thought process, what's been happening, and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you like and subscribe. So if we look at the cumulative tracker, at the end of week 6, we have made $5,299, where the goal is, at the moment, we should be to keep on track with a 9 to 5 day job, should be little over $6,000. So we are behind. We've been behind since week 2, and you can see now the gap is starting to get bigger over the last 3 weeks of $873 or 14%. I'm not too concerned by this as it currently stands. I do have capital available. I still have 25K available to trade with. I was toying with doing another trade for week 6, but I've decided against it because I wanted to see how the market plays out. If I'm honest, when we go into the trading to look at Tesla and Meta, the two stocks that I'm trading at the moment, you will notice that this is the first time I've been in some major trouble where I've had in the money put options and things like that, which I've needed to roll out to roll down. So I want to go through all of that in this video. I did make more than last week though, made $850 this week, which again is 179 behind the target. But as we've always said, the amount of time I'm spending doing this to make this money is quite minimal. So we are saving on time, and we are making slightly less money. But hopefully that gap, we can start closing in on that gap, like I said, if I need to use that 25 grand. So what did I actually trade to go make this $850 this week? So if we look at this tracker, and again, we've got the week numbers, what the stocks are that we're trading. And at the moment, I'm only trading Tesla and Meta. Again, like I said, I was debating doing another Tesla put to get some more income. But again, I've decided to hold off for an additional week. And as always, I like to put in the screenshot so you guys can see the trades and all the prices, all that kind of good stuff. So for Tesla first, so we had the 280 put expiring September 2nd. So today is September 2nd. Market opened about 20 minutes ago. And you can see now it's hovering $3 below 280. So I made the decision yesterday to roll out and to roll down. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with that terminology, what we're saying is we want to buy back the option. So I bought back the option, the 280 option, which cost me $2,580 because I've got 3 contracts, and I sold to open a brand new put option, which is lower lower than the current price than the previous one. So it's what, $2, $1.70 lower ish, thereabouts. And I pushed the expiration out by another week. So I do have a dedicated rolling options playlist, which again I'll link to down below and in the top right corner for you guys to check out. And I was able to roll out in expiration, down in strike for a net credit, which for $750. Now, if you actually look at the chart, uh, we are we're in the money, but we're at the pretty much at the current strike price. So it hasn't moved that much since I placed this since I placed this trade yesterday. Now, for me, I was kind of bounded by the premium I could make for this strike. I could have gone lower. I could have gone to 275, 274, but because to buy back this option was quite expensive, this would have been about $3,000 or something like that. So then I only would have made um, two, four, six. Yeah, I only would have made about $100 to $200 if I made that trade, which again meant that I would have to dip into this 25 grand. And I didn't want that big of a deficit there. So I don't mind if I'm assigned these options, if I'm really honest. I can sell covered calls on it. I can sell covered calls below my cost basis. I'm fairly comfortable with all of that. Um, but ideally, I wanted to make sure that I picked up a decent amount of premium. The only reason why I didn't go further down is for those who've been watching my channel and know my kind of strike allocation. You guys know I like to use pivots. So this orange one is the new September pivot, and um, it actually missed the August pivot, so it didn't actually touch the August pivot in August, but it did it the next day on September the 1st. So as you can see, we've kind of got a reaction used as a bit of a support zone area, the August pivot. So I'm expecting price to, touch this pivot. Doesn't need to touch this week, but I'm expecting at some point throughout September we'll get price going back up to 288. So if it does it next week, that helps me a lot. Buy back this option cheap and roll it back down again out to around the 270 level. So that's what we need. We need Tesla to start rising now, or at least stay within this kind of range, anywhere between well, 277 and 270-ish is probably fine. If it starts tanking below that, then I'll be in some serious trouble to a certain extent, and I need to decide whether I want to take the shares or I want to roll it again down and out for a net credit. So I could have picked up a bigger net credit by going 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, a month out. But again, I want to try to keep it to weekly options. And one bit that really frustrated me is if you guys watched last week's video when the price was, I don't know, around here somewhere, I said it's going to come back down to this pivot, and it did come back down to this pivot. So I don't need to place the trade in the week that I place it. I can wait, but just for the sake of these videos and how I'm presenting it to you guys, I always do it. I always do the expiration for the end of next week. So if I waited and did an at the money at this price over here, I would have got some better premium. So I think that's a lesson to me, is being more patient and letting it go in. If I strongly believe price was going to dip back down to this level, I should have in theory waited, but we are where we are with Tesla. So Meta, again, similar kind of situation. So I had the 165 put. So I bought the 165 put for more than I sold it for, similar to a Tesla situation. And then I rolled out and down again. I managed to roll it down by $2.50. And out by another week from September 2nd to September 9th. And I got a net credit of $100, as you can see from the screenshot there. So if we have a quick look at Meta. So we've got the 162. So I'm currently out the money by $2. $2 is not that much on a $165 stock. So, and again, it is flat today to a certain extent. And again, it's already hit. As you can see, this is why I love pivot. If you guys are not using pivots, you guys need to look at this. You see how it used that line as resistance there, and it came straight back down. So it's got its temporary relief at there, and it could continue to make a move down. Like I said, we are where we are with this. So that's unfortunate that it's already hit that pivot and come straight back down within the last 2 hour candle. But again, I think as long as it stays below 160-ish, stays above 160-ish, then it should be okay just to keep rolling down and out. Doing this strategy does then reduce the amount of premium I can collect. But again, you start playing defensive. When you have a option strike price near the money, at the money, or just slightly in the money or out the money, you are playing a bit more defensive, unfortunately, and that's just the way it is. So if we have a look at how much money I made so far for month two, I made $1,500. Like I said, my plan was to always make around $2,000 to $2,500 because you still got mortgage and bills to pay. So I at least need to make sure I can cover my living costs, and anything on top of that, is more added for me. So I did that in the first month, made 3,775, and at the moment we're on 1,500. So I need to make at least $500 in the last 2 weeks to hit my 2.5K minimum goal, which should be quite comfortable, he says. But we shall see. But now it's going to start getting interesting, where well, it has been interesting for me so far, but for you guys watching, always getting my put options expiring worthless or making it very easy to roll. We're now in the situation where I need to start playing defensive and start looking at other opportunities for other stocks as well to bring in that additional income. So again, I do have 25 grand on the side, which you can quite comfortably make an additional $500 out of on a weekly basis. I'm holding that there for a second until I desperately need it, because I still think making $850 in a week is still pretty good. So I left it for this particular week, and especially if the market tanks a bit more, that will then this money I'll need to use this next week to cover my rolls that I'm going to do, as well as potentially new stocks or different strike prices. Start looking at the 155, 150 for Meta, for example, to start getting those additional income. So really hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions, and I shall see you guys in the next video.